Thanks for joining us. I am Perpetua Fasumi Peter. Now the news in detail. The Federal Executive Council yesterday approved 3.5 billion naira for projects under the Ministry of Aviation. This was made known to State House correspondents after the weekly virtual Federal Executive Council meeting, presided over by the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Office of the Vice President, Mr. Laolu Akonde, said the contracts are for Abuja, Lagos and Kano International Airports. There was also approval gotten by the Aviation Minister for the supply and installation of airfield ground lighting materials for the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, and also the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano. Meanwhile, the FEC approved 2 memoranda for the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, both of which are targeted at victims of the crime of human trafficking. The federal government on Wednesday announced that the country's total domestic gas demand is currently 4.482 billion standard cubic feet per day. It announced this in a statement issued in Abuja by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, on the new domestic gas demand requirement for Nigeria. The Chief Executive, NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, said the requirements were jointly determined by all relevant stakeholders. He said the requirement, which was transmitted to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, showed that the power sector was pegged at 2.324 billion standard cubic feet per day, while gas-based industries was 1.125 billion standard cubic feet per day. Others include the commercial sector, which was set at 1.034 billion standard cubic feet per day, while the total domestic gas demand requirement was 4.482 billion standard cubic feet per day. Nigeria attracted a sum of $698.78 million as foreign direct investments, FDIs, in 2021, representing its lowest level on record. This is according to data compiled by Nairalytics from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. A year-on-year comparison shows that FDIs into Nigeria dipped by 32% in 2021 to $698.8 million compared to the $1.03 billion recorded in the previous year. This also represented the 4th time Nigeria has recorded foreign direct investments below $1 billion in the past 15 years. The first time was in 2010, following the backdrop of the 2008 global financial crisis, which saw Nigeria's direct investment inflow drop from $3.33 billion recorded in 2009 to $728.9 million in 2010. It also fell below the $1 billion mark in 2017, 2019, and now 2021. The recent drop in FDIs could be attributed to the ripple effect of the COVID-19 pandemic on the Nigerian economy, which resulted in a contraction of the economy and contingents of downturns on the macro level. The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, on Wednesday announced the approval of the request for the merger and acquisition of some operators in the pension industry. PENCOM disclosed this in a post on its Facebook handle. The Commission said it approved the acquisition of Investment One Pension Managers Limited by Guarantee Trust Holding Company Limited. It also approved the subsequent change of name from Investment One Pension Managers Limited to Guarantee Trust Pension Managers Limited. Also approved is the acquisition of ICO Pension Managers Limited by FCMB Pensions Limited and the merger between Tangerine Pensions Limited and APT Pension Funds Managers Limited. According to the post, PENCOM also approved the subsequent change of name of the merged entity to Tangerine Apt Pensions Limited. The Nigerian Communications Commission has said it is committed to deploy a revenue assurance solution, RAS, in the telecommunications sector to ensure a more robust annual operating levy, AOL, administration in the telecom industry. NCC made a commitment during the Industry Stakeholder Consultative Engagement Forum organized by the Commission at its head office in Abuja recently. The RAS application is designed to ensure a linkage with licensed telecommunications operator systems and will have the capability of capturing and reporting in near real time billing activities by the operators for the purposes, amongst others, of computing and assuring with minimal margin of error the accruable AOL to NCC from the licensees. When deployed, the NCCRAS will bring significant solutions to the industry's challenges, including a more effective and enhanced monitoring and regulation of the licensed telecommunications operators. Seplat Energy PLC has announced its audited results for the full year ended December 31, 2021, recording a 128.9% growth in its gross profit to hit 114.2 billion naira. It also announced a 38.2% rise in its 2021 full-year revenue to 293.6 billion naira and a growth in profit before tax by 321.1% to 71 billion naira. Commenting on the oil firm's 2021 financial results, its Chief Executive Officer, Roger Brown, said, and I quote, "Seplat Energy announced a major acquisition last week, and despite a challenging year for Nigerian oil and gas, the robust results delivered today clearly show how our increasing financial strength has made such an acquisition possible." End of quote. Brown added that capital expenditure for 2022 is expected to be around $160 million, while they expect to drill a minimum of 10 wells, including the Sibiri exploration well and one appraisal well, complete ongoing projects, invest in maintenance capex to secure the existing assets, and continue investments in gas. A joint venture JV comprising the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, Shell, Total and ENI has signed a multi-million-dollar deal to supply 70 million standard cubic feet of gas to Dangote Fertilizer Company. The event, which took place at the ongoing Nigeria International Energy Summit (NIES), was attended by President of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Group Managing Director of NNPC, Malam Mele Kyari, Country Chair Osage Okumbo, and ENI representative. Kyari said the contract was perfected within a short period based on its importance to the production of fertilizer and agroeconomic growth. He added that though the volume of gas for the deal may relatively be considered marginal, it would go a long way in promoting more access to fertilizer for the country. Nigeria's foreign reserve dropped to $39.86 billion as of the end of February 2022, representing a 0.44% decline compared to $40.04 billion recorded as of the previous month. This is according to data extracted from the Daily External Reserve Tracker from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The recent decline represents the fourth consecutive monthly drop in the country's reserve level, despite increasing crude oil prices and the invasion on Ukraine by a major crude oil producer, Russia. Meanwhile, the reserve level has continued a downtrend, largely due to the FX market intervention by the Apex Bank in a bid to ensure stability of the local currency. This implies that the central bank sells FX in the official market at a conservative rate to manage the volatility in the currency. Also, the CBN supplied $1.42 billion through interbank, while $2.77 billion was channeled through BDC operators between January and June 2021 before the bank discontinued the sales of FX as Forex to them. An expert has stated that it is not yet time to panic over the importation of wheat from Russia following the invasion of Ukraine by the Russian troops. Data released by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) showed that Nigeria imported durum wheat worth over 128.1 billion naira in the 9-month period of 2021 from Russia, while it recorded 144.14 billion naira durum wheat import in the previous year. According to the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, wheat is the third most widely consumed grain in the country. Meanwhile, Yusuf Ogunbiyi, head Product Structuring and Origination, Apex Nigeria, earlier in the day on Business Breakfast, noted that although Russia was one of Nigeria's top 10 import trade partners between the third quarter of 2020 and the corresponding period in 2021, there are other countries like the United States of America and Canada where wheat can be imported from.